to another episode of The Hidden Plot. It is -1 today. Yes, I am a nutter, but hey, gets me outside. And the sun is starting to peek through, so it is going to be a beautiful day. So there's no excuse, we're going to do these February jobs. So today the plan is that I'm going to get the tubers planted up for the dahlias. So I've got ourselves plenty of buckets. I've got Sean to bring the compost in, so we're going to get them put in today. I've also finally remembered to bring my labels down, so I can put them on for the plants that seeded up last month, and they are actually starting to grow as well, which is quite good news. I'm also going to try and clear out some of what's on the grid here. I'll turn you around in a minute so you can have a look. But on the shelving rack here, so because some of lavenders looks better, some of it hasn't. It could probably do with a little bit of a water. It has been a bit neglected. And I'm going to clear out some of the seed trays as well, because I'm going to take them home, I'm going to wash them, and I'm going to plant up some seeds this afternoon. I'm not going to record that bit though, because let's face it, we also only do it last month. So, no excuses, let's go! So as I mentioned, I'm just going to turn you around and show you what we're doing. So these are the tubers, so these are the dahlias that we pulled out that were around the pond last year. So we've pulled them out, we've dried them out, and we've tried to split them. Some of them, I'm not going to lie, we smashed them a bit, so we'll see, they've got 2 chances. But otherwise we're going to get them planted on. And then under here, as you can see, we've got the lavender. So some of it is looking rather green, and some of it isn't. So we'll give it a bit of a TLC afternoon today. We'll give it some TLC even, and see where we go. And then we've got some raspberry canes when we went and got they're not called buckets, plant pots. When we went and got the plant pots. And then as I said, we've got the compost. So the plan is that the tubers, as I plant them up, I'm going to lay them out on the floor over here, and I'll put them, so like we've done with the seeds, with the fleece, I'm just going to put a bit of fleece over the top of them to keep them a bit warm. Then obviously we've got our lovely blueberry, which is absolutely full of bud and doing exceptionally well. And then on this side, we've got some lovely manure, so which can just stay where it is, I'm not moving that. But then there's some more seed trays, etc. So we'll just give everything a bit of a clean while we're here today. So if we pull this back, this is really hard to record one-handed. There you go. As you can see, we've been getting some seeds. So I've brought my names down. I've put left green for the allotment and red for the garden. I will probably forget this at some point in the future. I'm just going to put them in. So we did a whole. Oh my god, this is how hard it all is. These are actually frozen. Even with the bit on the fleecing on, these are actually frozen. These done it too. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. These were the verbena. Oh, they've already got a label, but we'll put another one in. So I'm not exactly expecting them to do anything anytime soon. But look at all the pak choi! This is very happy. So I'm just going to put one in over in the corner here. Because again, I want to put the fleece back on it. So depending how the fleece sits, I might pull them back out. Cool. One job done. Okay, so what I've done is I've laid the buckets out just to make sure that they're all going to fit nicely in the space that I need them to go into. And then the plan is that I'm going to put a bit of compost in, get my tuber, slide that in, make sure that all the roots will go in it, and then I'm going to put compost on, but I still want a bit of the stick to be sticking out, so we can, I don't really know why, but apparently you're meant to leave a little bit out. But then hopefully this will sort of keep it level with the top of the bucket. So then when I put the fleece over the top, it won't let too much air in. Now the fleece that I'm using is obviously a white fleece, and it's a light fleece. The reason being is that it'll still let some of the light in and therefore keep it warm, but at the same time keep the frost off. So I don't know if you saw when I pulled off the seedlings, although the little seed trays themselves have actually frozen, but across the top there is still that thick layer of ice on the top. I'll take you outside in a bit as well, and I'll show you what's happened to our pond, but in the meantime, I'm going to speed you all up, and I'm going to plant my tubers up. There you go. So that's the dahlias done. Now, if I was really smart, when I pulled them out, I'd have labelled up what was what, but I didn't. So now it is a nice surprise for when they do actually start sprouting of what they are. But in the meantime, like I said, I'm just going to cover them in fleece and keep them warm and safe in here.
And then with the lavender, I just had a thought. Our pond is frozen. Therefore the water butt that we all use is going to be frozen. So the chances of them getting any water? None. But hey ho, they'll be fine. And this fleecing is all fun and games until a spider runs out at me. And I scream like a girl. So these were all cut up from the frost that we had at the beginning of 2020. So I don't know if you remember, but I think it was back April, May time. We had a bit of a cold patch. And it was a quick get down and fleece everything in one shot. Cool. So that is them all fleeced and hopefully snug. I know it seems a bit daft to be doing this now, especially when last week it snowed. But hey, it's better than nothing. And I am probably a couple of weeks late, but because of the weather it has obviously stopped me from getting down. But that should keep them going now until they're ready to come out. I think, obviously I'll keep my eye on them, but I think they need to come out sort of March time. We'll see. So the last job of the day is obviously just to get the pots, take them home, and then I'm going to do my February seeds. But I thought while I'm here, I might as well just show you how cold it is here. Let me just turn you around. So this is the pond, which I'm sure you hopefully, if anyone's watched last year, they'll remember it. Now, the other day, this was just a thin layer. This is now solid. There's a bit of water around the edge, but the rest of that, I could probably stand on that and not go through it because there's nothing to go through it to. It is solid. And we did have a frog in there, so I'm really hoping the frog isn't in there. Otherwise, the frog is no more. In other news, so beds are still all covered. Like I say, little patches of ice all over the place. I mean, look at it, it's solid. And then over there we've got the rhubarb. So anyone that follows us on Instagram will have seen that over a couple of days during the week. I brought down some buckets and I've covered up the rhubarb. The plan is obviously this will force it. Now I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can zoom. So I've got little holes at the top which will let some form of light through. Not a lot at this time of year, but it'll let some, and it'll just help make it grow. Now because of the way that they've been laid out by previous owners, they're not all easy to be covered with the buckets, so some of them aren't covered, but this will hopefully mean that we'll get rhubarb at different times of the year. Hey ho, 1.0. And then this end, so that's not just grass, that is actually leeks. There are leeks in there. They're looking a bit sad at the minute. We're of two minds of whether we just pull them or if we just leave them. And again, everything is so solid that even if we wanted to, that is solid, we won't get them out. So we might as well wait till it warms up anyway and give them two chances. That middle bed is just grass, do not worry. And then our strawberries, I don't know where all these weeds keep coming from. So our strawberries don't look too bad. What we're actually thinking though, is that we're going to pull them all back up, sift the soil, because all, as you can see, I've never seen so many stones in the soil. But we're going to pull them all up, sift the soil, put some weed membrane down, poke little holes in them, and then put the strawberries back in, so then they sort of grow over the top. And then with the raspberries, so these need trim. Again, it's just too cold at the minute to do any work on these, so I know they need doing, and that means taking them down to the ground, but I'm not going to do it at the minute. I'm going to wait until it warms up just a little bit because I don't want to kill them off. And again, when the ground is ready, we're going to sift the soil around them, put some more weed membrane down, and put the next lot in. As you hopefully saw in the polytunnel, we've got 3 more lots to go in, and we're going to build the structures to help support them as well. And then this is Sean's project for the year, is to get the mound cleared and decide what we're going to do, because obviously we need to put the compost in. And then we've been doing some work at the house, so we've actually got some glass doors. So I said maybe we should put somewhere around here, maybe. Oh, I forgot what they call them. Like a cold frame, that's the one. But we will see, depends all on the room. So yeah, this is the allotment. Doing rather well. So that's me done for today. Wind's starting to pick up a bit actually. Put my hat back on to walk on, make sure I don't get too cold. So that's the Dahlias all potted up, fleeced. I've pulled all the seed trays out so I can take them home. All fun and games until you find a big spider. And then I've moved the seeds, so I've put fleece underneath them and then put them back on, and then put the fleece over the top. But otherwise, job well done today, guys. Take it easy, have a fantastic Valentine's Day weekend, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye.